The puppet master strings a web of influence. He sits perched atop a media empire so vast it spans continents, shaping the thoughts and opinions of millions. Rupert Murdoch, the name might not be instantly recognizable to all, but his invisible hand guides some of the world's most powerful media outlets. From the sensational headlines of The Sun, to the partisan pronouncements of Fox News, Murdoch has woven a web of influence that stretches far and wide. This is not just about entertainment, it's about control. Control over information, control over narratives, and ultimately, control over us. Murdoch's empire thrives on a foundation of deceit, carefully constructed to appear as a diverse media landscape. Yet behind the facade of independent news sources lies a calculated machine churning out carefully curated content. This is not journalism, it's manipulation, a calculated game played with the minds of unsuspecting citizens. The danger lies not just in the information itself, but in the belief that it originates from a neutral, unbiased source. Consider the reach of this media giant. In the United States, Fox News dominates the airwaves, its opinion-driven programming masquerading as news. In the United Kingdom, The Sun and The Times, seemingly disparate in their target audience, both serve to further Murdoch's agenda. Across the globe in Australia, his native land, Murdoch's grip on the media landscape is even more pronounced. This is not a haphazard collection of media outlets. It's a strategically assembled arsenal aimed at shaping public perception. The illusion of choice is perhaps the most insidious aspect of Murdoch's empire. He offers a buffet of media options, each carefully tailored to cater to specific tastes and ideologies. Yet regardless of the flavor, the core ingredients remain the same: a potent blend of bias, sensationalism, and carefully crafted narratives designed to serve Murdoch's own political and financial interests. This is the unseen danger, the subtle manipulation that permeates our daily lives, shaping our understanding of the world around us. In the shadow of the Murdoch empire, politicians and their patron. Power, they say, resides where men believe it resides. In politics, that belief often points towards Rupert Murdoch. His influence over political leaders is undeniable. Politicians across the globe have sought his favor. History is replete with examples of Murdoch's political patronage. Tony Blair famously courted Murdoch's favor. The relationship was built on mutual benefit. Similarly, Donald Trump's rise was fueled by Fox News. It is a symbiotic relationship. Politicians understand the value of Murdoch's endorsement. Murdoch leverages this influence for his own interests. This is a calculated exchange of power and influence. This influence, however, comes at a cost. Politicians who challenge Murdoch often face his media's wrath. Negative headlines and relentless attacks become the order of the day. The message is clear: toe the line, or face the consequences. This chilling effect on free speech is the most dangerous consequence of Murdoch's influence. The echo chamber of disinformation: Fox News and its fabrications. In the United States, the Murdoch empire's most potent weapon is undoubtedly Fox News. This is not a news channel in the traditional sense, but a finely tuned propaganda machine, disseminating a carefully curated version of reality designed to appeal to its conservative audience. Facts are fluid, truth is subjective, and dissenting voices are silenced in this echo chamber of misinformation. Fox News coverage of the 2020 U.S. presidential election and its aftermath provides a stark example of its willingness to prioritize partisan narratives over factual reporting. Despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, the channel relentlessly promoted false claims of widespread voter fraud, fueling the flames of division and undermining trust in democratic institutions. This was not simply a case of biased reporting, it was a deliberate attempt to mislead viewers, to sow doubt and discord, and to delegitimize a democratic election. The consequences of this misinformation campaign have been profound. The January 6th Capitol riot, a direct result of the lies and conspiracy theories peddled by Fox News and other right-wing media outlets, shook the very foundations of American democracy. The Dominion lawsuit, in which Fox News is accused of knowingly spreading false information about the 2020 election, further exposes the network's willingness to prioritize profit and partisan allegiance over journalistic integrity. The danger of Fox News lies not just in its blatant disregard for the truth, but in its ability to masquerade as a legitimate news source. Millions of Americans rely on Fox News as their primary source of information, unaware of the network's partisan agenda and its willingness to distort reality. This is not just about political bias, it's about a fundamental assault on truth and objectivity, a threat to the very fabric of an informed and engaged citizenry. Scandals and Shadows: Unearthing the Murdoch Empire's Secrets. The Murdoch Empire's pursuit of power and influence has not been without its share of controversy. Scandals have plagued the media giant for decades, revealing a pattern of unethical and often illegal behavior. From phone hacking to police bribery, the Murdoch name has become synonymous with a willingness to push ethical boundaries in the relentless pursuit of profit and power. The phone hacking scandal that rocked the United Kingdom in 2011 exposed the depths of depravity within Murdoch's News of the World tabloid. The revelation that journalists had hacked into the phones of celebrities, politicians, and even victims of crime shocked the nation and led to the closure of the 168-year-old newspaper. The scandal also ensnared senior executives within Murdoch's media empire, revealing a culture of lawlessness and a disregard for basic ethical standards. But the phone hacking scandal was not an isolated incident. Allegations of bribery and corruption have followed Murdoch's media outlets for years. In 2012, several of Murdoch's journalists were arrested in the UK on suspicion of bribing public officials for information. These scandals, while shocking, are not entirely surprising. When profit and power are the ultimate goals, ethical considerations are often sidelined. These scandals paint a picture of a media empire that operates with a sense of impunity, believing itself to be above the law. The willingness to exploit tragedy for profit, to invade the privacy of individuals, and to corrupt public officials reveals a deeply troubling disregard for ethical boundaries. The message is clear. When it comes to protecting his empire, Murdoch is willing to go to extraordinary lengths. Fanning the flames of discord: How Murdoch media thrives on division. The Murdoch media empire thrives on conflict, fear, and division. It is a strategy as old as time. Create an enemy, stoke fear and resentment, and then offer yourself as the solution. Whether it's immigrants, Muslims, or liberals, Murdoch's outlets excel at identifying and exploiting societal fault lines, pitting groups against each other to drive engagement and increase profits. This strategy is evident in the inflammatory rhetoric that permeates Murdoch's media outlets. Headlines scream of impending threats, often based on misinformation or outright falsehoods. Pundits demonize entire groups of people, using dehumanizing language and fear-mongering tactics to stir up anger and resentment. The goal is not to inform or educate, but to provoke an emotional response, to keep audiences glued to their screens, outraged and afraid. This relentless negativity has a corrosive effect on society. It erodes trust, fuels prejudice, and creates a climate of fear and suspicion. In such an environment, rational discourse becomes impossible, and finding common ground becomes an insurmountable challenge. The result is a deeply divided and polarized society where people are more likely to retreat into their own echo chambers, further entrenching their beliefs and fueling the cycle of division. This is not accidental. It is a deliberate strategy designed to maximize profits. Fear and anger are powerful emotions, and Murdoch's media outlets have become masters at exploiting them. By keeping their audiences constantly agitated and afraid, they ensure a steady stream of revenue, regardless of the societal costs. The unseen grip Murdoch's media and the illusion of choice. One of the most insidious aspects of the Murdoch empire is its ability to operate under the guise of choice. With a vast portfolio of media outlets spanning various platforms and catering to different demographics, it creates an illusion of diversity. Yet, beneath the surface, a single hand guides the narrative, shaping public perception on a global scale. This illusion is carefully constructed. Different Murdoch-owned publications might adopt different tones and target different audiences, but the underlying message remains consistent. Whether it's the populist rhetoric of The Sun, the conservative commentary of Fox News, or the seemingly more moderate tone of The Times, the underlying objective is the same: to advance Murdoch's political and business interests. This creates a dangerous echo chamber, where the same narratives are repeated and amplified across multiple platforms, giving the illusion of consensus. People might believe they are getting their news from a variety of sources, but in reality, they are being fed a carefully curated diet of information designed to reinforce a particular worldview. This concentration of media ownership in the hands of one individual is deeply concerning. It stifles diversity of thought, limits exposure to different perspectives, and undermines the very foundations of a free and independent press. When one person controls so much of the information people consume, it creates a dangerous imbalance of power, allowing them to shape public opinion and influence political discourse to an alarming degree. A call to action: breaking free from the puppet master's control. The time has come to confront the uncomfortable truth. Rupert Murdoch's media empire poses a clear and present danger to democracy. His relentless pursuit of profit and power, coupled with his willingness to manipulate information and exploit division, has created a media landscape that undermines informed debate, erodes trust, and threatens the very fabric of our society. This is not a problem that will solve itself. We, as citizens, must take action to break free from the puppet master's control. We must demand better from our media, supporting independent journalism that prioritizes truth, accuracy, and accountability. We must be critical consumers of information, questioning narratives, seeking out diverse perspectives, and engaging in respectful dialogue with those who hold different views. This is not about censorship or silencing dissenting voices. It is about creating a media landscape that is fair, balanced, and accountable, where truth is valued over sensationalism, and where the free exchange of ideas is encouraged, not suppressed. It is about reclaiming our right to be informed, engaged citizens, capable of making up our own minds about the world around us, free from the manipulation of media moguls like Rupert Murdoch. The future of our democracy depends on it.